Elijah was one of the most powerful prophets in the Bible, known for his boldness, miracles, and unwavering commitment to God. Elijah's ministry began during the reign of King Ahab, a king of Israel who, along with his wife Jezebel, led the people into the worship of the pagan god Baal. Elijah, following God's instructions, confronted Ahab and declared that there would be a drought in the land due to their idolatry. Elijah told Ahab, "As the Lord, the God of Israel, lives, whom I serve, there will be neither dew nor rain in the next few years, except at my word." After delivering this message, Elijah was led by God to a secluded place called the Kerith Ravine, where he drank from a brook, and ravens miraculously brought him food. When the brook dried up, God sent him to the town of Zarephath, where a widow provided for him despite her own poverty. In return, Elijah prayed for her, and God miraculously multiplied her food. Later, Elijah raised her dead son back to life, demonstrating God's power and compassion. One of the most famous events in Elijah's life was the confrontation with the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel. After 3 years of drought, God commanded Elijah to confront King Ahab again. Elijah challenged the 450 prophets of Baal to a contest to prove who the true God was. They would each prepare a sacrifice, but neither would light it. The true God would be the one who answered by sending fire from heaven. The prophets of Baal called upon their God all day, but nothing happened. They shouted, danced, and even cut themselves, but no fire came. Then it was Elijah's turn. He repaired the Lord's altar, placed the sacrifice on it, and drenched it with water 3 times, ensuring it was completely soaked. Elijah prayed to God, and immediately fire fell from heaven, consuming the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, and even the water in the trench around the altar. The people of Israel, witnessing this miracle, fell to the ground, declaring, "The Lord, He is God." Elijah then ordered the capture and execution of the false prophets of Baal. Following this, Elijah prayed for rain, and God ended the drought with a mighty downpour. Despite this great victory, Elijah soon faced opposition from Queen Jezebel, who threatened his life for killing the prophets of Baal. Fearful and exhausted, Elijah fled into the wilderness, feeling defeated and asking God to take his life. But instead of condemning him, God sent an angel to provide him with food and water. Elijah traveled to Mount Horeb, where he had a profound encounter with God. As he waited in a cave, God appeared to him, not in a powerful wind, an earthquake, or a fire, but in a gentle whisper. God reassured Elijah, giving him new instructions and reminding him that he was not alone. There were still 7,000 in Israel who had not bowed to Baal. Toward the end of his life, Elijah was instructed by God to anoint Elisha as his successor. Elijah found Elisha plowing a field and threw his cloak over him, symbolizing the transfer of prophetic authority. Elisha left everything to follow and serve Elijah. In a remarkable conclusion to his earthly ministry, Elijah was taken up to heaven in a whirlwind. As he and Elisha walked together, a chariot of fire and horses of fire appeared and separated the two of them. Elijah ascended to heaven in the whirlwind, and Elisha was left with Elijah's cloak, a symbol of the double portion of Elijah's spirit that would empower him to continue the work. Elijah's life was marked by miracles, boldness, and an unwavering commitment to God during a time of widespread idolatry in Israel. He is later mentioned in the New Testament, and his appearance alongside Moses during the transfiguration of Jesus shows his enduring significance as a prophet.